Thank you for joining us today on Pack 14 as we share emergency preparedness information about Wicomico County. Join us today on Prepare Wicomico is David Shipley, the Director of Emergency Services. David, thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us today.
I always appreciate the opportunity to talk about emergency preparedness.
So as we get into the summer months, we want to prepare people and give them some information on extreme hot weather. So let's start out with telling the people what they can do while they're indoors or inside their home.
Yes, we ask that people consider staying indoors and avoiding the sunlight as much as possible. Stay on the lowest floor of your home and avoid the sunshine, like I said, by pulling your drapes and shades and things like that. But you want to avoid staying in your home if it's at 85 degrees or plus. That can start to be dangerous. Now, something that you can do to help lower the temperature, though, is to circulate the air in the home using fans and things like that that'll move the air. You should limit the use of stoves and ovens. And another thing you can do is take a cool shower.
It's good information. And if they should have a problem with electric, or we know everybody doesn't have air conditioning and fans, they can go to places in the county and find some air conditioning.
Yes, during the warmest part of the day, like I said, trying to avoid those extreme temperatures in your home, you can go to malls, you can go to movie theaters, you can go to public buildings, libraries. There's many locations that you can go to spend during the hottest part of the day where there is air conditioning, and we would suggest that you really consider going there.
So some of the other things you can do while you're inside your home is make sure you have that NOAA weather radio. So we're going to review the NOAA weather radio with you, let you know how it sounds and where you can obtain those. One of the great things we'd like to have everybody in Wicomico County have is a NOAA weather radio, and that's activated by the National Weather Service. You can get these radios in your local department stores or radio stores, hardware stores, just about anywhere that's a local store is going to have the weather radios, and they're easy to program, but they're very important. Again, activated by the National Weather Service. That's going to give you weather, warnings, and watches. As you know, on the Eastern Shore, the weather changes very quickly. This weather radio is going to alert you to watches and warnings and allow you to protect yourself, give you time to take personal protective measures. So it's important, again, that all businesses and residents have a weather radio. For additional emergency information, you can look at our county website, www.wicomicocounty.org. Select Departments, Department of Emergency Services, and you'll find great information about emergency preparedness. Welcome back to Prepare Wicomico. We're continuing with David Shipley with some extreme heat information. So we talked about indoors. How about somebody who has to work outdoors or just doing activities outdoors?
Yes, we recommend that you limit your exercise and outdoor activities during what would be considered the hottest part of the day, which is around 11 o'clock to 3 p.m. You should avoid strenuous work during that part of the time. But if you have to work outside, you should use the buddy system. So if somebody happens to be overcome by heat, somebody would be there to help them. And you should take frequent breaks.
So when they're taking their breaks, should they try to refresh themselves, or what should they try to do as far as staying hydrated?
Yes, you should drink plenty of water regardless of how you feel about it. Don't wait until you're thirsty, especially if you are working outside. You need to keep yourself hydrated ahead of time. You need to drink a lot of fluid and liquids and keep your body well hydrated. You should avoid eating heavy meals if you're going to be working outside in the heat also. Beverages such as that contain alcohol, caffeine, or large amounts of sugar will dehydrate you, so you should try to avoid those if you are working outside.
Well, thank you. That's good information, and we're going to share some additional tips about heat preparedness at this time. Welcome back to Prepare Wicomico as we continue to provide you information today on extreme heat. And another preparedness tip is clothing. So what should the people do? What should they wear in the summertime?
They should dress in loose-fitting, long-sleeve clothing that's light-colored and lightweight and cover as much skin as possible. Don't forget to protect your face. Wear a hat, and don't forget your eyes. I mean, you should be wearing sunglasses also.
So another thing, and we talk about this also in cold weather, but heat, we should be checking on our neighbors.
Yes, there's some protective action that I really need to stress. Check on your family, friends, neighbors, and vulnerable adults at least twice a day. especially if they do not have air conditioning, monitoring that temperature that I've already mentioned of that 85 degrees. You don't want them to be people that are living alone to feel like they're alone, especially during this period of time. And certainly never leave infants, children, or pets alone in closed vehicles.
Yep. And if somebody sees that in the closed vehicles, they should call 911 and have appropriate agency dispatched.
Yes, as quickly as possible. When in doubt, you should call 911 so a police officer can come out and evaluate the situation.
Well, great information. And we mentioned pets, so let's give some more information about pets.
You should never leave pets alone in a warm home either, that 85 degrees. So if you have to, you're going to need to leave them outside. You should leave them in a shaded area and leave them as much water as possible. Leave 2 bowls, not 1. Don't use metal. Use ceramic or plastic bowls, and that's the best thing you can do for those animals. And lastly, they're not going to be someone that an animal's not something that's going to be welcomed at cooling centers if they're open. So you need to make that accommodation and know that you can leave them outside.
Well, that's great information that we've provided today. In addition, if you see those pets outside, you can call our local animal control. Wicomico County is 410-749-1070. City of Salisbury Animal Control, 410-548-3165. Or again, as Director Shipley said, if you see something, you can certainly call 911 and the dispatchers will get you the appropriate help. So, David, thank you for joining us today, and I think we shared a lot of great information today on emergency heat and preparedness.
Yes, it's a time of the year to prepare for that and dealing with heat.
Yeah. And we thank you, the viewers, for taking your time to watch us on PAC 14, and we welcome you back for our next episode of Prepare Wicomico.